not all the lines because I was like, chaos. Just say chaos.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I know that's the
It's kiosk.
No. Chaos.
I think I remember that scene now.
Oh, coming back.
I was during the AA section. Come on. Oh, come on, no. I'm not gonna do it. No, I'm kidding. I am kidding. All right, what else we got? Anything? Yes.
So why did you wear the leather?
Real life.
Because I played in a rock and roll band, man. I was like, everybody in our band wore leather pants.
Yeah, I hope you understand. I was like, he's so cool because he was rocking it.
I mean, when at that time I was on a national tour, and actually it was like it was cool about a lot of the shows I was working on and stuff like that. They would give me time off to tour and come back and dub, which was great. So yeah, and I mean, I gotta say, a lot of people seem to like the leather pants out on the road.
It's leather's good. I'm thumbs up leather. That was good.
But then again, I always feel like if you're 3 feet off the ground in any form at all of entertainment, you could be a garden gnome and someone will come and flirt with you.
I'm all about the garden gnomes. I love them too.
Yeah. All right, what else do we have here? Anybody? Question? Yes.
What's your, I guess, favorite question that you asked? Or if you haven't been asked it, what would you like to be asked that nobody ever asked you?
What are you doing Saturday? Oh yeah.
Wait, it is
Yeah,
Saturday.
think about that one. What's the favorite question to be asked?
That's a stumper.
I mean, we get asked a lot of questions, so I don't know if anything's been left out. Right?
We'll have to think about that when it comes back.
Yeah. Okay. You come up with it, and then we'll see.
Yeah,
if you like
ask us. Come up with the 3 most outrageous questions you can, and we'll see.
it. With the lovely silver hair, yes, in the back.
If there was any show that you worked on that you want to be a part of, like as a character, what would it be?
I know why.
Go ahead.
I've answered it before.
Any show we could have been on.
I should have played Batman. And I will tell you that I say this every time too. It's the same thing as, because I don't have the same speech impediment that Christian Bale has. But I could do it like Christian Bale if I had to.
And I also would talk like this in my second movie. Swear to me.
Come on, man, that's not Batman. It's like Man Bat. Yeah, what about you?
I would love to play a superhero, Wonder Woman,
Yeah.
Supergirl. I would love to be on one of those shows. Definitely, definitely.
We could do it.
And then I wish I had been in The Tick.
Oh
One of
yeah.
my favorite cartoons.
Yeah.
Just to be in that would have been. I don't know what character, but
The two.
no, he was so good.
Oh. How about you?
Yeah, I would love to be a superhero, but I guess if we could have been in anything of all time, I would want it to have been Jim, truly outrageous holograms, because that is, I love that show.
I watched that.
And if you guys haven't seen it, you should rush out and see it because I just want to have the earrings to be able to be like synergy. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you should go rent it. Rent it now. YouTube it.
Right now.
I recently watched HR Puffin Stuff.
Oh gosh.
And thinking about it, I wish I had been on that show. Witchy Poo, she had a great time.
Or the banana splits.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah, that.
I
And in
remember
any of those cartoons.
Was everyone stoned on the banana splits?
Yeah.
Like I think the French were just kind of like, whatever,
I know, that's on now too.
That show was crazy, man. All right, anyway, and HR Puffin Stuff scared me too.
Oh, I've got the HR Puffin Stuff bobblehead now. We just bought the DVD.
Do you know that I thought, when I was a little kid, there's a thing called the Felt Forum, which is part of Madison Square Garden. It's a theater space. I thought that that's where HR Puffin Stuff lived. At the Felt Forum. I was like, are we going to the Felt Forum, Mom? She's like, why? I was like, because I want to see HR Puffin Stuff. Anyway, you just have to remember what he was made out of. And that's a true story. I really thought that they were at the Felt Forum. Anyway. Yeah, I know. Any other questions? You pick.
role you ever had? 2-day-old Kaiser.
I was going to say.
Oh.
Yeah. I was waiting. I was letting you go.
Shouldn't wait.
Sorry.
Most difficult. Okay, let's see. Whoever thinks of it first. I'm thinking.
I think Dr. Z from Dinosaur King was the hardest vocal role I did, in terms of like the keeping the voice and not losing it. It was not hard because of the text. It was just hard on the chops. So yeah, and then a mistake for me to have chosen that voice to do. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess about like vocally, that it was when I did Patina. That was the hardest role to kind of do because it was all like smoky and things like that. So I had to figure out how to not lose my voice after that. But and it's just a weird thing. You never know what's gonna be like easy for you or what's gonna be totally fine. But I had the most bizarre time in the beginning, which I just answered for anybody who was here 10 minutes ago, which was Amy. Amy Rose. It took me a little while to get running with her, and now she and I are good friends. It's good times.
I think probably doing Ash was the most difficult in terms of having to also not figure out how to drop the voice down without hurting my voice over a long period of time. Because anything that you're doing, sometimes it could be a 6-hour session or something. And yeah, I think that's probably the most challenging.
You don't realize like how much like everybody changes their voices so much, and it's really cool. And like Veronica was saying, there's another actress that we all work with who did Luffy in One Piece, and she's a phenomenal singer. She's really, really awesome. And but she actually, for the time that she was doing it, lost the top of her range as a soprano. She turned into an alto for a while of that because the voice was so demanding on her. So she got it all back. Everything's okay. Don't be concerned. But it's really interesting. You can do a lot of things, but it's like it's how you keep yourself fresh for that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and you never know. I mean, you start to feel certain things where you place your voice, and I mean, as a singer, I don't necessarily sing properly, quote unquote, but I can sing loud and hard and not hurt my voice. Where there are things that I do that people are like, man, that seems so easy. No, that's harder to do. It's like, it's because it's your instrument and you know it yourself. Sometimes we fill in roles and you go, oh, this guy's only got 3 or 4 lines in the show, fantastic. I'll do this more difficult character voice and a little bit of strain, knowing I'm not going to have to do it forever. And then that turns into the new star of the show, and you go, what was I thinking? So you just have to be careful of, and you have to know your own instrument, or else we lose our voices. We can't do anything. Do we have any more questions? Yes. Yeah, huh?
Is there any role that you watch now when you change your voice differently or did it differently?
Is there a role that, looking back on work that we've done, would we make a different choice?
So our
now?
own character.
Yeah.
I believe everything we've ever done is genius.
Yes. Why would you touch that?
Yeah.
I once worked on a project where it was a boy going through all the way, and at the end of the show, found out that it was a girl dressed as a boy.
Which is 90% of anime.
Yeah, but I didn't know that, and I said, I would have liked to have known before we started. I think I would have played certain things differently. No, it's fine. So, for instance, with that, I would have made different choices had I known where we were going with it.
And had they known.
Had they known. That definitely.
I don't know. I mean, I try to pick the voice that works for those characters, and I'm also a big believer in the paint is dry, or I would go back and re-record every song I ever recorded. It's like, I just think that there's a point where you just have to go, that was the right thing for that time, I don't know. I mean, maybe you have a list of the voices I should go back and fix.
Please slip them under the
give me,
paper in the back.
In every hotel room, yes.
One of the things I'll say along with that too is like you don't really go back. You start off with something, but anything that you do, especially if you have had the chance to work on it for a couple of years, it grows, it changes. Like if you watch any show that you love, even a TV show or anything like that, you watch the first season, the first episode, and then you watch like the 5th season, the characters are different. they've changed, they've grown, so it's like you inevitably find it, or you change it slightly vocally.
Yeah, sure.
So I think in that sense is like you don't want to go back. Like sometimes there's stuff that I've gone back and watched what I did in the beginning to make sure that we're still going the same way. But it's gonna change and morph, and that's part of the fun.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
After you finish a series, let's just say Slayers, what was it like sitting back, watching what you've done? What was it like for your family to sit down with you and watch?
You mean after I finished crying and saying, "Oh gosh, it's over"?
Yeah.
And I went through the yeah. Okay, I'm just being clear as to the moment.
I've not watched much that I've done after because I'm on to something else. I don't think my family's watched anything I've ever done.
No, a little bit. They've watched a little bit of some of the things I've done, but as I said, my family is still confused with what I do for a living. They still do not understand at all.
See, then I have a lot of like nieces and nephews and other people, and they have watched. I told you my brother was a big started off as a big otaku, so the first thing that I ever worked on, they watched and judged, which was awesome. They're like, we don't watch dubs. You better not suck. And that was a room of like 8 guys, and I was like, oh my gosh, I hope I'm okay. I'm still working, so I guess I was okay. But one of the neatest things is when Slayer started streaming. It started streaming on Netflix, and it started doing that. I have family in Puerto Rico who had seen stuff that's there, that's been on. So people who hadn't watched it, and that it's you can watch it online on Hulu and stuff like that.
You can?
Yeah.
I did not know this.
You can send it out. That's they were all.
I don't do Netflix.
It's been on there, and I had suddenly I had lots of family and stuff like that, and it was always really cool, and my younger brother's always into stuff like that, so we'd always watch it. So it's always fun. Like for me that was a really cool thing, and it's really cool getting my cousins and my younger cousins and like watching it, and getting them to also like recently my nephew played Black and White for he just played it, and he sent me a message on Facebook, and he's like, Fifi, because that's what they call me. Fifi's like, I just played Oshawa, and I named it after you. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. It's your birthday in a week, and you're totally pandering for a really great gift, and you're gonna get one. It's a fun experience. Like when you're able. Some people don't care. Like my mom can feel. She's like, that's great, Lisa. I'm so happy that you have a job.